Today I'm going to share a recipe which I cook for my friends recently. It's called the Nyonya Nasi Ulam, and the direct translation to English is called mixed herbs rice, and it is from Penang, Malaysia. Right. So the background of this rice is that it's actually originally from Indonesian, where it is served with steamed rice and various herbs and vegetables. When it is brought into Malaysia, the recipe evolved and eventually it became a known dish in Penang, especially the Nyonya Nasi Ulam, which is the most fragrant, and it became one of the must-eat dish in Penang. So how does Nyonya come about? Well, it is a new race from a mixed marriage between the Malay and Chinese, and it is called the Peranakan Pinang, where the man is called Baba and the woman is Nyonya. So Baba and Nyonya, they reside in Penang and Malacca, and they have created many fusion recipes from the Chinese and Malay dishes, and this fusion actually enhance the fragrance of the dishes. Okay, what is the secret ingredient in Nyonya dishes? Is actually how you choose it. Everything must be fresh, all right, except the preserved ingredients that I'm going to share later. So, and the vegetables, the herbs that they choose are mostly shoots, or if it is leaf, it must be young. Why must it be young? Because the young leaves have very strong scent of fragrance, and it's tender, easy to chew, right? And it's not fibrous, right? And the colors are bright. Okay, just like our young, just like the adolescents, right? You see, they are all very active and other things. Yes, that's why we choose the young leaves. Okay, and most of these ingredients you can get it easily from the Asian supermarkets, all right, in nearby in this town. Okay, the cooking tips is as I shared the ingredients later, if you take note of the bold ingredients, those are the key ingredients that make up the fragrance. All right, and if you're using a chopper instead of a mortar and pestle, so use the chopper, the food chopper, to chop the wet ingredients first, and then wash and dry it. Okay, even though it's not fully dried, it's fine. Okay, and then use it to chop the roasted and the fried ingredients later. Okay, and the greens, wash with water at least 4 times. Wash it continuously until the water is clean. Reason being, like some of those ingredients are grown on the ground. You know um you just want to wash away the sand so that you don't eat those, not just so you don't bite the sand. Okay, and the greens, you have to cut it or slice it as fine as possible. Don't use chopper, all right? Slice it with a knife, just like, if if you have seen how the Chinese people are cooking, they cook very fast and very fine, with the chopper, with a hand chopper. That's how you should cut it, all right? Reason being, I don't like to eat all these coarse greens is because it feel like eating grass. All right. And what we want from all these greens is actually the aroma, and it's easy to chew. All right. So that when we bite it, it squeezes the juice of the greens. That's what we want. Okay. And then mix all these greens, and then mix the ingredients in the rice right before serving. Okay, make sure the rice is not too hot. It's not just right from the rice cooker, the moment it's cooked. Because once it's too hot, when you put the greens in, it will become cooked and turn black. So at the end, you are having all these little dots of black, all these little black dots on your yellow rice. Okay. And also you can watch some of those videos. You can just Google Nasi Ulam, just watch how they do it, because unfortunately um I cannot make a video of my cooking because I don't have a camera stand. So I'm using a lot of pictures trying to illustrate how it should look like as I explain. Okay. So we have a few portion, which is the rice, and then after that preparing the ingredients and how to mix them. Okay, we start with rice. Use basmati rice, those rice that have very less starch. Okay, reason being starch actually stick all the rice grain together. What we want is we want to have fluffy rice. Okay, but then if you have if you cannot find basmati, it's all right. You can use any white rice. For health conscious people, you can use brown rice. Okay, and then my ingredients is just 1 cup, where it's enough to serve for 2 people. Okay, and then use fresh turmeric. All right, turmeric is a kind of root. I just need 1 centimeter. If you cannot find fresh turmeric, you can use turmeric powder. Norm For me, I use turmeric powder. So normally I'll soak it with 1 or 2 tablespoons of water overnight. All right, so that it won't be so that when you cook it, you don't taste that powdery texture. Okay, and then this turmeric is used to give colors to the rice. And then you can add another half teaspoon of salt. It can be any salt: Himalayan salt, sea salt, bamboo salt, what else? Um, Whatever, you know. It can be anything, pink salt, or whatever. All right. And then this is the agent that makes make the cooked rice fluffy. Okay. All right. Turmeric. Okay, for those who are very new to turmeric, you can see that there's a thin layer of skin, right? So use the knife just to scrape it, okay, to scrape the thin the thin skin away. Okay, it is very easy, all right? And then after that, slice it, and then or you can slice it until it becomes strip, and then you put it in the chopper, and then you chop it as fine as how you normally chop garlic. You can also use a hand to chop it. Okay. Um, all right. And then how you prepare the rice is to wash the rice grain until it's clean. You can put it in the rice cooker. So just follow the mark. If it's 1 cup, just put until the mark of number 1 in the rice cooker. You can choose the white rice mode. Okay, and then so when the rice started to boil, add the chopped garlic in. Okay, if you don't have chopped garlic, you just put in the turmeric water and also salt. Stir lightly and evenly so that the turmeric and the salt spread to every single grain in the rice cooker. Okay, so that we can have an even color of the rice. Okay, and then continue to cook. Just close the lid, continue to cook until the rice cooker beeps. Then you just let it stay warm. Okay. So once it's cooked, this is how it looks like. All right. It has to be even yellow, even yellow color in the rice. Okay. And then this is for pan. Okay, you roast it or fry it over a pan on the pan. Okay, so set aside about 10 to 20 grains of rice. Okay, it depends. Okay, all this is just it is just a suggestion. If you want more, you can add more. All right, but not too much. Okay, so these grains of rice, when you toast it over the pan, it after that, when you crunch it, it will give you um a a, a burnt or charcoal kind of smell of the rice. right? So rice is transparent. As you cook it, it turns white and slowly yellowish and become brown. Make sure that it's not brown. All right. Once it is a little bit golden, that's good enough. Okay. So you can remove it, put it onto a dry, clean plate or saucer. And then 100 gram of grated coconut. If you cannot find fresh coconut, you can use the frozen coconut. All right, frozen grated coconut. So uh, put it over the pan and stir it, toast it. All right. So it's just like roasting it. So it will turn to golden brown. Make sure that it's not too brown, and then put in a chopper and chop it until it is fine. Okay. And then 20 gram of dried shrimp. So the size is either M or L size. It depends, how much you like it. Some people don't like all this preserved um uh how do they seafood. So you can just reduce it. Okay, make sure you choose the one that have meat. All right, not the one with shells. Okay, soak it for 2 to 4 hours. All right, in water. You wash it first and then soak it in water. And then after that, drain it and then put it in the chopper and chop it and it become like shrimp floss. Okay, and then just toss it over the pan, the hot pan. The hot pan, make sure that it is throughout. When I want to heat up the pan, I put it as medium. Once the pan is heat, I will just put it to medium low, right? And then just toss it and then I will just stay it at that temperature. Okay, and then just toss it until it's a bit dry. Make sure that it's not too dry because if it's too dry, it become hard. Then when you chew it, you wouldn't want it to be like so chewy, like eating a beef jerky. Okay, okay. Next is all right. You follow this sequence so that you don't have to wash the pan. Okay, that's the best part of it. All right, and then next is 50 gram of salted fish fillet. Okay, you just want the meaty part, if possible, to remove the bones. All right, just in case if the bones is not chopped properly, it might hurt your gums when you eat it. All right, and then slice it into the thin slices like this. Okay, it is like about half a cm wide and then 1 cm long and then that's about 1 cm thick, something like this, right? So as you and then add 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil onto the pan. Okay, make sure the oil is heated up and then add this salted fish and then just fry it until it turns golden brown. Make sure that it's not brown or it is not darker than that. All right, just golden color will do. And then put it in the chopper and then, chop it until it is become like this floss. Okay, all right. Okay, next is on the greens. Okay, I would separate the onions, the lemongrass, the young ginger flower. Okay, this is very important because it has a very strong and nice smell. Okay, it's very difficult to get it in US, but then I hope that if you ever find it, you know, this is a must put ingredient. Okay. Sometimes they call it ginger touch. Okay. One will do. And then lime. Um, if you use key lime, yeah, you can just buy two. If it's just lime, you just make it as one, right? Okay. So the shallots, about 6 to 10 shallots, when you cut it, it looks like a dartboard, right? So you just loosen all those rings, the onion rings, all right, until like this, so that, when you bite it, you just bite a little bit of the onions and not the whole piece, big piece of onion. You can even chop it finer if you like it. And then slice the lemongrass, okay, thin, and then slice it thinly. And then after that, use the chopper to chop it until it's fine. And then the ginger torch, you can slice it and chop it as well. Okay, the picture here is a bit coarse. I would say it's still not fine enough. Okay, for me, to me, all right, because I like it very fine so that it mix in the in together in the rice. Okay, and then next is to prepare all the greens, where you need about 15 to 20 leaves of mint, 15 to 20 leaves of Thai basil. Okay, you can use basil, all right, but Thai basil is very strong. Some people don't like that pungent smell. Well, you can just use normal basil. Wild beetle leaf, well, this is not the beetle that you eat with Penang, all right. This is in Malay we call it daun kadok. Okay. Or if you go to some Vietnamese supermarket, it's called la lot, okay, or la lop. And then turmeric leaf, if you can find the young ones, the one that is still cold, all right. Okay, you just need one leaf will do. Kaffir leaves, if possible, get the fresh one. If it is dried, like what I get it is dried, soak it overnight in water, right? So that you are able to find the young leaves and the matured leaves. All right. Okay. If it's old, you can just throw it away. It will become, when you chew it, it will taste woody. All right. We wouldn't want that. Everything must be young. All right. Just a young one. How do you know whether it is young, it is soft, and then it is light green? Okay. And then we just need five of them. Okay, this is also another must-have ingredient. And then next one is Vietnamese coriander. You need about 15 to 20 leaves. In Malaysia, we call it laksa leaf, right? And then and coriander, you need about 15 to 20 stalks. Um, I just use the top three parts of this. All right. If you have some older coriander, cilantro, you can use coriander leaves as well. Okay. But then here it's easier to find cilantro. So the bottom part, you can just throw it away. Or if the leaves is big, you can still use it. All right. Okay. So how do we cut that? Okay, I used to cut individual ingredients and it took me 4 hours. All right, but then I saw a tip from one of the chef, one of the cook, is that you roll them up like burrito, then you slice it as thin as possible. This is still coarse to me, it's not thin enough. As thin as possible, and then it will look like a strip of fluffy green caterpillar, right? And then after that, you just cut it across, 90 degrees until you get a fine chop like this, right? Okay. Now we go to mixing and serving. All right. So loosen the rice in the rice cooker with a fork. Okay. Make sure that you make it fluffy. Don't press it. All right. Don't make it lumpy. Okay, and then normally I will loosen it while it's still hot. Okay, because it is easier, it is still loose. Once it gets colder, then it tend to stick, right? And then it is harder to loosen it. And then when the rice is warm, all right, or when it's still in the keep warm mode, all right. So spread the lemongrass, the uh the rice grains that you have. Oh yeah, chop uh chop the rice grain as well. So normally I'll put the rice grain and the coconut together and then chop it. Okay, and then after that, spread the grated coconuts, And then what else? The shrimp, the salted fish, and even the oil in the pan. Don't throw it away. Put it inside, pour it inside into the rice cooker, all right, or the rice bowl, and then mix them evenly. Okay, make sure that it is, it goes all over the rice, not only on top but inside. You just mix them. Okay, and then um, okay, make sure that it is fluffy. The uh, don't press the rice. Always lift from the bottom up, just like how you mix salad, you lift from the bottom up. All right. And then after that, you can continue to keep the rice warm, okay, while waiting for meal time in the rice cooker. Okay, so once it's ready to serve, okay, spread the shallots, cut shallots and the greens evenly on the surface of the rice. Okay, you don't have to put all the greens in, right? So you just put as how much that you can tolerate. Some people don't like too much green in their rice. Okay, and then mix them gently, just like how you mix salad. You scoop from the bottom up, all right, fluff it, toss it, okay. And then once it is even, okay, you can, for food tasting, it will taste salty. And then when you chew it, the aroma from the greens, actually comes up and fill up your whole mouth. All right. So when it's ready to serve, scoop the rice, place it on the plate, put a piece of the lime, which is a quarter of the lime or lesser, all right, next to the plate. Okay. Let the person who eat it squeeze the lime over the rice. Okay. All right. Why do I say that? Because when the person squeeze the lime, the fingers, the skin of the lime actually, how to say, it admits that lime aroma onto the finger. So when the person scoop the rice and eat it, the person will smell, your guests or your family will smell the fragrance of the lime as well. Okay, that is a secret. Don't tell them. Okay, and then mix the lime and the rice together, and it's ready to serve. Okay, so at the end, so this is how it looks like. Of course, the rice is yellow. Is bright yellow because I cook it in the rice cooker. Because if you don't cook it and just spread the turmeric over, raw turmeric over, you will get something like this. It's a bit brownish, right? So I hope you enjoy cooking the Nyonya Nasi Ulam. All right, bon appetit.